The Battle of Jericho Chapter 1. The Promise of the Land Scene. Moses' final moments. Joshua kneeling before him as a mantle of leadership is passed on. Narrator. After 40 years in the wilderness, the Israelites stood on the edge of the promised land. Moses, their great leader, had passed, and Joshua was chosen by God to lead them into the land of Canaan. Joshua, determined, we will follow God's command and take the land he has promised. Chapter 2. Spies in Jericho Scene. Rahab's house. 2 spies hiding on the rooftop while Jericho soldiers search below. Rahab, whispering, I know the Lord has given you this land. Swear to me that when you take the city, you will spare me and my family. Spy 1, we promise. Leave the scarlet cord in your window, and you will be safe. Chapter 3. The Walls of Jericho Scene. Joshua standing before the mighty walls of Jericho, Israelites behind him. Narrator. Jericho was fortified with towering walls, seemingly impenetrable. But God had a plan. God's voice. March around the city once a day for 6 days. On the 7th day, march 7 times, then blow the trumpets, and the walls will fall. Chapter 4. The march begins. Scene. Israelites marching around Jericho, priests blowing ram's horns, the people silent. Narrator. The Israelites followed God's command, marching in silence as the people of Jericho watched in fear and confusion. Jericho soldier, mocking, look at them. Do they think they can bring down our walls with a parade? Chapter 5. Fear in Jericho Scene. Inside the city, Jericho's king looking worried. Jericho king, why do they march without attacking? Their God must be with them. Rahab, watching from her window, their God is mighty. We must be ready. Chapter 6. The 7th day Scene. Israelites marching for the 7th time, the priests ready to blow their horns. Narrator. On the 7th day, the Israelites marched around Jericho 7 times. As they finished, Joshua raised his hand. Joshua, blow the trumpets. Shout, for the Lord has given us this city. Chapter 7. The walls fall. Scene. A powerful blast of sound. The walls of Jericho crumbling into dust. Narrator. The ground shook, the walls cracked, and in an instant, Jericho's mighty walls collapsed. Israelites, cheering, the Lord has given us victory. Chapter 8. The city taken. Scene. Israelite warriors entering the fallen city, Rahab and her family being led to safety. The Israelites conquered Jericho as God commanded, sparing only Rahab and her family. Rahab, God has saved us. I will follow him. Chapter 9. The victory celebrated. Scene. The Israelites praising God, Joshua standing before them. Joshua, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Israelites, shouting, we will serve the Lord. Chapter 10. A lesson in faith. Scene. Joshua looking over the ruins of Jericho, the sun rising behind him. Narrator. The Battle of Jericho was won not by swords, but by faith and obedience. God's power is greater than any wall. Joshua, trust in the Lord, and no obstacle will stand before you. The end.